Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking a bit about university because I graduate in 2 weeks, if you did not know. I graduate from the University of South Wales with a film degree, a 2-1 in a film degree. I got my results yesterday, so woohoo! I was thinking about all of the things that I learned throughout uni, like sort of just how to live as a student, and I put together 10 things that I would pass down to future freshers or people that are going to be moving away, or even if you're not moving away, like maybe you're moving down the road, or just, I don't know whether these will apply to if you stay with your parents. A couple of them apply if you stay with your parents. So 1, talk to everyone, like literally every person that you see. If you have the chance to talk to them, talk to them. A lot of the friends that I made in university were made through other friends, and sometimes it ended up being that I became better friends with the people I'd met through other people than the people I had originally gone out with. At first you'll probably hang out with a handful of people, and you might find that actually after a week of hanging out with them and going out with them, you maybe don't click as well as you thought you would. So talking to everyone gives you a wide scope. It means that you can go out with different people. You don't have to go out with the same group of people. You can go out with different groups of people. I mean, in freshers, I think I went out with 4 different friend groups. I think there was always different people that I met and I went out with. And that's really hard for me because I had loads of social anxiety. I wasn't a very sociable person, so I had to really push myself to do it. But I am glad I did because I met some of my best friends through doing that. Number 2, one of the ones that I didn't really get until my 3rd year, schedule. Schedule your brains out. Like, if you have various assignments due, usually they will put your assignments so that you have one assignment due in after the other, and then you'll have a big gap of doing nothing with your life, and then they go, oh, here's 4 assignments that are due at the same time. So you have to schedule. So even if that's like just writing it down on a piece of paper, write what assignments you have to do, allocate hours to do it. It sounds really boring and like you're a bit of a nerd because you're like making sure you have like 2 hours of this assignment, but it will make your life so much easier and so less stressful if you just write down what you have to do. And it's good practice to start that in your 1st year, whereas I only did it in my 3rd year, and I kind of wish I'd done it throughout because it definitely made things a bit easier to cope with. Number 3 is keep a spending journal and keep like your budget for that month. So with your student loan, it tends to get spent very quickly because you get it in like a lump sum, so you end up with like £1,000 in your account, and if you are new to that amount of money, you can get a bit carried away and think, I can buy everything, and then you buy everything and realise you're gonna starve for the next couple of months. It's important to know how much you're spending on each thing. Budget the amount that you would need for food. That is a priority. Food first, everything else later. So I would spend between £15 to £20 on food, and I bought a lot of like fresh fruit and veg, and I cooked most of the time. I got a lot of those like jar saucy things, like stir fry stuff, and yeah, usually between £15 to £20. A good way of doing it is doing it online, because then you can see how much everything in your basket costs, and if it's costing you a little bit much, you can pick out what's like really expensive and try and find a cheaper option, or if it's not essential, you can just get rid of it out of your basket. So it's a lot easier to do it online because then you can see how much you're spending rather than getting to the till and then being like, that's £50 for your food, please. And you being like, I don't have that amount of money. Number 4, have a medical kit pre-made. So this was mine. It comes in like a little wash bag. It's always good to have. And I don't have like everything that I had originally in mind because I've taken some stuff out now, but I'll just show you like examples of what I have. So I have, what are the main things that I would highly suggest you get, especially for freshers? Nasal decongestant spray, because you will get ill. You will get the flu. I'm sorry, it's called freshers flu. You're gonna get it. May as well prepare for it. So Vicks Vapor Rub or any sort of menthol vapor rub, always good to have handy. Nasal decongestion spray, paracetamol, what else did I have? Plasters. Plasters are always good because you don't realise you don't own plasters until you really need a plaster. Plasters, I have the antihistamine cream, I had antihistamine tablets, I have tablets for, what else did I have tablets for? I had tablets for diarrhea because you just don't know. I had tablets for other things, I can't think of what else I had in there now. Mostly flu stuff like Beecham's sachet things, I had vitamin C tablets, I had pretty much everything that I would need if I got ill. And I also ended up going out and adding this to my collection. This is the emergency sewing kit. This might not seem like a necessity, but when you are poor and you can no longer afford clothes, it's very handy to have a sewing kit in case you get like a hole in like your leggings or a shirt, or just you need to sew something. That always comes up and you don't realise how much you do it until you can't do it because you don't have any sewing stuff. So you can get them. I got mine from Class Olson. You could probably get them from other like homey wear places. But yeah, definitely, this is probably my number one. Make sure you have one of these handy emergency kits to take with you. I'm not saying you're gonna get like sick and die. I'm just saying, you know, you should be prepared to be ill because we're human. Number 5 is do not be afraid to move away from home. I know the sort of safety and comfort of having your parents there or having their financial support is very tempting, but I think if you have the opportunity to move away to university, definitely take it. But I think it just gives you an extra bit of independence if you can move away from home. And usually you will find that other people are just as terrified as you, and you just have a bit more independence, you feel a bit more grown up, and it sort of teaches you to look after yourself. You start to think about things you wouldn't think of at home. You start to feel like you could survive on your own, because sometimes it's like, if I leave home, how do I pay bills? Or how do I find a doctor's? How do I register at doctors? Like, how do I do life stuff? Because at a young age, and with jobs being maybe not so readily available, it can be hard to just move out on your own in a normal working environment. So having that opportunity to move away from home with university and knowing that you will get like student finance to support you is a really good platform for sort of starting your independent life. So have a go. Number 6. Make sure you know where your dentists are, where your hospital is, and where your doctors are. This is mainly like if you are moving away and you have to sort of take care of things by yourself. The majority of universities, if you are living away from home, will have some sort of medical connection or like a GP in the university. So we had GPs that come into the university and we could book appointments with them, and it was all through one of the doctors that was in Cardiff. So university will usually set that up for you or have some sort of service that gives you like a GP access and stuff like that. So find out first where your doctors are, get that sorted. Dentists is also another one because you never know when you might have a dental emergency, and dentists aren't usually supplied by the university, it's more like a GP thing. So find out where your local dentists are, if they're NHS, if you're in the UK, or if they're private, find out how much it would cost you, find out routes, how would you get there and stuff like that. That's always important. And find out where your hospital is, not because you're gonna get attacked or you're gonna get seriously ill, but I've had like friends that have had appendicitis, I've had friends that have had, you know, just general medical things where they've had to go into hospital, or once some person got punched in the face and we had to go to A&E, and it's important to know where it is because usually if you're taken by an ambulance, for example, which happened very recently, we went in an ambulance to the hospital and then had no idea where the hospital was, so we had no idea how to get home. So it's important to know where your hospital is. For various reasons, it's just an extra thing to be cautious about. So yeah. Number 7 is get a hobby. It can sound like a really odd thing to say, but you will spend a lot of time in uni or doing uni work with uni friends, and sometimes it can feel a bit like uni is your entire life. And it's important to have something on outside of that. So for me, my hobby was blogging. I would do a lot of blogging, and I do YouTube as well, because it just gives you a break from all the university crap that is usually happening in your life, especially if you feel really stressed and you have a lot of assignments on. Taking that like maybe an hour out of a week just to sort of relax and do what you really enjoy doing can make a world of difference. Number 8, I'm not going to do my things anymore because I don't have enough. Number 8 is get a gym membership. Not everyone can afford a gym membership, so if you can't afford a gym membership, take up running or do some sort of exercise, because you will get fat. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. It happened to me. I gained 2 stone because I was going out and I was drinking all the time. I wasn't really doing any exercise. In fact, I don't think I was doing any exercise. I was getting Domino's pizzas in like all the time because I could, because there was nobody there to say, you can't have a Domino's pizza. I had money, I wanted Domino's pizza, I bought Domino's pizza. So it's definitely a good idea to just do exercise. It keeps you healthy, it keeps you more awake so you don't feel as tired all the time. It's a great antidepressant, so you're less likely to feel like the world is crushing down on you. And it's just a good thing to sort of spend some time focused on you and your body and just, you know, being yourself. Number 9 is get an NUS card or student card. Also get a club card and a nectar card. It depends where you're going to be doing all your like weekly shops and stuff. But I found getting a club card, because I would do all my weekly shops at the Tesco Metro that was in town. Getting a club card is amazing because they send you coupons. So you can use coupons to get money off. And money off for students is always a good thing. And an NUS card is a definite must have, because most shops, not all shops, but the majority of shops in the UK will have student discount. And some of them will only accept NUS. For example, in Superdrug you can get 10%, but you can only get it if you have an NUS extra card. So definitely invest in that. I think it's about £12 to £13 for the year, but you save a massive amount. And I think you can also get a discount on the 16 to 25 rail cards as well with NUS. And you get from between 10 and 15% on Apple products, so that's always good. So if you can get an NUS card, definitely recommend you go out and get one. And then number 10, it's gonna seem like a really crap one, but it's something that I didn't do and I wish I had done because it would have saved me a lot of money. Buy a clothes airer. I call them a clothes maiden, I don't know what everybody else calls them. They're basically like a wire frame that you put your washing on to dry. But you don't save a massive amount of money, but you can save some amount of money if you dry your clothes on an air dryer thing, because dryers cost money. Like, I think I paid £1.50 my first year for a dry, and then £1.50 again, did I? Or £1? I can't remember now, in like my 3rd year. So it does cost money to do it, and if you have an air dryer, that's always good, especially if you have like, I've shrunk a lot of clothes because they were like dry clean only and I just whacked them into the dryer. So it's definitely a handy thing to have, and it's just nice to not have to go back down and collect your drying. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of my tips resonated with you and you can sort of put them into practice when you go to university. Let me know if you are going to uni in September, where you're going, kind of what course you're studying, and if you found any of my tips helpful, or if you've been to uni, let me know if you sort of get some of these tips and think, yeah, actually I should have done that when I was at uni. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video, so goodbye. Bring some heat defense spray. This is the Tresemme Keratin Smooth Heat Protection Spray, and I'm just gonna put that all over. There's no graceful way to do this. Oh, my face. Then I'm just gonna brush